is warm before the day begins asking. I wrap both hands around it, that old gesture. The kitchen's still half dark, the house still quiet, and nothing yet has made a single measure. I bring it to my lips and close my eyes just for this 1 second before the world. There's something that happens in the very first sip, like a small prayer quietly being heard. My shoulders drop, I didn't know they'd lifted. The hum of the morning becomes a kind of song. Whatever today requires, I can meet it. 1 sip and I already know I belong. First sip, small and holy, the whole day exhales with me. Not a cure, just a quiet confirmation that I'm here and the morning agrees. First sip, its own little prayer, said without kneeling, said with both hands full. The day feels possible again from here. 1 warm mug and I'm already enough. I've had harder mornings than this one, days that started before I was ready. But even then, even on the difficult ones, the first sip always found me steady. Not because coffee is the answer, not because ritual fixes everything, just because some small things hold the day together, and this one holds the softest ring. I don't need the morning to be perfect, I just need 1 moment that belongs to me. The first sip does that every morning. It says here, before anything else here, breathe. First sip, small and certain, the whole day waits while I arrive. Not a rush, just a quiet confirmation that I'm ready, that I'm alive. First sip, its own kind of beginning, said without fanfare, said with both hands warm. The day opens up from this one place, 1 small sip, and I'm ready for the storm. He watched the milk the whole way to the surface, his wrist at exactly the right angle. A leaf appeared inside the foam without asking, something beautiful made at a counter. He slid the cup across without a word, just a small nod, the way craftsmen do. And I stood there holding a lullaby in a latte, a love letter written in white on brown. Steam rising off the surface like a whisper, the leaf already starting its slow fade. But the intention of it, that stays longer, the fact that someone made this unafraid. Latte art lullaby, a poem drawn in foam for no one in particular, and somehow entirely for me. Latte art lullaby, the steam that hums above the cup like music, the leaf that lives exactly long enough to see. Some small things are made with full attention, and that attention is a kind of lullaby to me. I've thought about what it means to make something that someone else holds only for a moment. A leaf in foam that lasts about 3 minutes, a careful gift that lives and then is gone. But that's not waste, that's the whole point of it, that someone cared enough to do it right. The lullaby lullaby isn't in the thing that lasts, it's in the choosing to make something beautiful. Despite, I think the ordinary world is full of this small artistry offered without ceremony. A leaf in foam, a door held open, a name remembered. All of them a kind of soft love song to me. Latte art lullaby, a small and careful thing made at a counter and somehow entirely for me. Latte art lullaby, the steam still rising soft above the surface, the leaf still floating, still enough to see. Some things are made with more intention than they're giving credit, and that intention is the lullaby. And it lands, and I'm free. There are crumbs across the marble now. The pastry didn't last long enough for elegance. The butter's on my fingers and the plate is scattered, and I'm not the least bit sorry for the evidence. I've tried to eat these things with poise before, one careful corner at a time, no debris. But a croissant wasn't made for careful eating, it was made for joy, for golden, for free. Messy and layered and warm from the oven, every imperfect flake exactly right. This is what real things look like when you hold them. Crumbled, honest, full of golden light. Croissant crumbs across the table, the evidence of something worth the mess. Life is layered, golden, flaky and perfect, and every scattered crumb is nothing less. Croissant crumbs, I'll brush them off eventually, but right now I'm just sitting in the proof that the best things leave a little something after a small golden mess. And that's the truth. I used to keep things tidier than this, used to eat above the plate and catch each piece. But somewhere I decided that the crumbs are actually the whole experience. The butter smell, the shatter, the small disaster, the way it falls apart and still tastes fine. A croissant is a lesson in imperfection, and I'm finally learning how to let it shine. Not everything worth having holds together cleanly. Some of the best things leave a scattered trail. A life well lived has crumbs across the marble, and I'll take the golden mess over the pail. Croissant crumbs across the morning, the honest evidence of something real. Life is buttered, layered, and perfectly beautiful, and every crumb is something that I feel. Croissant crumbs, I'll carry some of this with me into the day, the golden flaky proof that the best things never come without the scatter. And the scatter is the sweetest kind of truth. The cafe is warm and the street is cold outside. The window fogs from where I'm sitting. A slow opaque that starts along the edges and works its way toward the middle, fitting. I reach out without much thinking and draw a heart in the gray mist. Small, 2 arcs and a point, then done. And I watch it hold itself, and then it shifts. It doesn't last, I knew it wouldn't. The edges soften, then the whole thing goes. But I drew it anyway, and that's the point. Some things are worth making, even when they close. Steam on the window, I drew a heart there, knowing full well that hearts and steam don't stay. Some loves are meant to be drawn anyway, not because they're permanent, because it's true today. Steam on the window, already fading, and I'm not sad, I just notice how it goes. The drawing matters more than the remaining, the choosing to make something, even what no one knows. The street outside clears and blurs through the fog, people walking past without looking in, and I'm on the side drawing temporary hearts on a window that keeps making room to begin. Maybe that's what I like about the steam. It doesn't hold a grudge against the vanished. Fogs back up, gives you a clean gray canvas, like it knows some things are worth being replenished. I'm not sentimental about the disappearing, I'm just honest about what I want to make. A heart and steam on a cold morning window, is still a heart, still drawn, still wide awake. Steam on the window, I'll draw another when this one goes the way of all fog-made things. Some loves keep asking to be made, regardless, keep fogging up the glass, keep offering. Steam on the window, I'm not afraid of temporary, I'm just paying attention to what's true. A heart drawn in steam on a winter warm cafe window is still the most honest thing I've done today, still true. The honey jar is slow this morning, I tip it and it thickens on the spoon. A long golden pour into the cream below, taking its sweet time, as honey should. There's no good reason to hurry this, the kitchen isn't going anywhere. I let the pour complete itself in its own timing, and stand there like someone with something to spare. Ordinary morning, ordinary kitchen, and somehow the most extraordinary thing is honey and a cream in the early light, is the small ritual tenderness can bring. Honey and cream, the smallest grace, the morning in its most forgiving form. The spoon that pour the slow golden to white, the ordinary made completely warm. Honey and cream, I find the whole world in it, the way some things are sweet without a cost, the way a simple morning ritual holds more tenderness than anything I've crossed. I've had mornings that needed more than this, that arrived already difficult and cold. But I've learned to start them here: the honey jar, the cream, the spoon, the small and slow and gold. Not as a solution, just a beginning, a way of telling the day I'm on its side, that I'm willing to meet it with some sweetness before I know how wide it wants to ride. The most extraordinary tenderness lives quietly in the very ordinary places just like this. And honey and a cream on a weekday morning, and the choosing to notice and to not dismiss. Honey and cream, the whole day beginning in the softest possible way. I know the spoon, the pour, the gold across the white, the small ritual letting something grow. Honey and cream, I'll take this with me, the warmth of it, the slow and steady pour. Some days start with thunder, mine start sweeter, and I think that matters. I think that's worth the more. The spoon goes around and the cream makes ribbons, white into brown into something between. I'm not in a rush, the day can wait a moment while I watch what the stirring makes of things. There's a hypnotic pull to the circular motion, the slow clockwise that asks nothing back. I've been moving fast for a while now, and the spoon is reminding me of what I lack. No race, no destination in the stirring, just the cream becoming part of what it's in. Just the spoon and the cup and the quiet kitchen, and the hush of a morning that can begin. Slow spoon stirring, no one is watching, no performance, just the cup and me. The cream in ribbons, the coffee receiving, this small deliberate act of being free. Slow spoon stirring, the morning's only asking for this, for one unhurried clockwise turn. No rush, no race, no signal to be ready. Just the spoon, just the cup, just the return. I think we forget how to be slow on purpose, how to do one thing without the next already starting. The spoon is a teacher, patient, unpretentious. It doesn't need to know where the day is heading. It just goes around and around and around, making something smooth from what was separate. And maybe that's enough of a philosophy for a Wednesday, for a life. for the desperate. Not everything needs momentum to matter. Not every action needs to get somewhere. The spoon, the cup, the cream, they know this already. And they've been trying to teach me to just be there. Slow spoon stirring, one more revolution. One more ribbon through the morning dark. No hurry, just the cup accepting what I'm giving. Just the slow return, just the small remark. Slow spoon stirring the morning's gentle lesson in how to meet the day without a race. Just the spoon, the cream, the quiet clockwise turning. Just one unhurried thing in one unhurried place. Comes in every morning without knocking, through the linen curtains, soft and broken up, scattered by the weave into 100 smaller pieces, and landing on the table like a gift set up. I've watched it move across the grain of the wood, slow as the hour between 7 and 8. This light is somewhere else to be eventually, but for now it keeps its unhurried pace. The guest who never asked if this is a good time, who just arrives and fills the room with warmth, who doesn't need a welcome or a thank you, who brings the same thing every day and nothing more. Sunlight through linen, the softest arrival, scattered and warm, entirely free. It doesn't ask permission for the table. It just comes and stays as long as it agrees. Sunlight through linen, the morning's first gesture, a quiet brightness landing on the wood. I didn't ask for this, here it is again. The same soft light, the same reliable good. There are harder lights than this, I know them. The fluorescent kind that tells you what you are, but this one filters everything through fabric and makes the whole room softer than it was. I sit inside it like it's something offered, like the morning chose this room on purpose today, and the linen and the light made something together worth arriving for, worth being awake. I think I take this light for granted sometimes, the way you take for granted what reliably comes. But today I sat inside it long enough to notice, and today the light reminded me I'm home. Sunlight through linen, the same unrequested warmth that finds this table every single day. I didn't earn it, and I don't deserve it more or less. It just comes the way good things come to stay. Sunlight through linen, the morning keeping its promise, that even on the difficult days there will be light. A soft and scattered kind that comes through fabric, a quiet guest arriving right, arriving bright. cafes full of people in their own quiet, each one a small country of interior thought. The woman by the window taps a rhythm with her thumb. The man across from me has softly hummed. I'm doing it too, I didn't plan to. Something under my breath without a name. And we're all here singing our own separate songs around the same wooden table in the same warm frame. Not a chorus, nothing that connects us into one, just the individual hum of being here. Each person in their own small melody, each song a kind of peace, a kind of clear. Wooden table songs, all of us humming into our cups and into our own soft skies. A chorus made of separate, quiet voices, a room full of people being just alive. Wooden table songs, no one is listening, and everyone is heard in their own way. This cafe holds 100 private peace times and lets us each go quietly about our day. There's something I find deeply comforting in this, in the company of strangers who don't need anything, who are simply present in their own particular morning, each one content inside their own offering. We don't have to know each other to share this. The wooden table, the warmth, the ambient hum. Sometimes community is just proximity and gentleness, and the willingness to let everyone have some. I've been lonely in crowds before, I know what that is. This isn't loneliness, this is something better. This is solitude inside a shared warmth, and the wooden table holds us all together. Final table songs, each one self-contained, each one the whole world of the one who's singing. A room of quiet people humming into morning, a soft collective peace, a gentle bringing. Wooden table songs, and mine among them, my particular hum, my own soft tune. All of us together in our own mornings, all of us exactly where we're supposed to bloom. Pen feels different in the morning somehow. slower, more considered, less afraid. I open to a clean page every Tuesday and find out what I think before the day's been made. The croissant is beside me, getting cold. I keep forgetting it. The words keep coming. And outside the window a dog trots past unhurried, and I write that down because it feels like something. Small joys recorded in the morning handwriting, which always comes out softer than the afternoon. The dog, the croissant, the particular light quality, the way the cafe smells before the busy room. Morning journal pages, writing the small world before the big world gets to have a say. The croissant and the dog and the light on the table, the handwriting that only comes at start of day. Morning journal pages, keeping the inventory of everything that almost went unnoticed and unnamed. The small joys that belong to no one else's story, the tender little record of today being claimed. I don't write big things here, not usually. No plans, no goals, no architecture of the future. Just the croissant, softer than expected. Just the woman laughing at the table near the shutter. Just the fact that I slept well, it matters. Just the fact that the tea is the right temperature. These are the things that constitute a life, and I want a record even if it's amateur. The morning handwriting is my best handwriting before the day has asked too much of me. And what I write in it is the most honest version of someone trying to be glad, trying to see. Morning journal pages, this is what I'm keeping. The small, soft evidence of days that happened well. The dog, the light, the croissant, the cafe window, the handwriting that only morning knows to tell. Morning journal pages, I'll read these later when I need a proof that ordinary days were good, that the small things were enough, that I was paying attention, that I sat here in the morning and I understood. It rings about every 4 minutes. I've counted that small brass sound above the cafe door. Each time a new story walks in from the street, bringing whatever the morning has in store. A woman with a stroller, the bell, then a shuffle. A man in a long coat, the bell, then the cold. Two students share the bell and their laughter, each one a life I'll never fully be told. But I hear the bell and I imagine for a moment what they've left behind out on the street. What particular morning brought them to this counter? What kind of warmth they've come here to meet? Soft bell at the door, a new miracle walking in. Each ring a life arriving from the cold. Each ordinary person with their extraordinary morning. Each small new story asking to be told. Soft bell at the door, I love this particular music. The rhythm of the world finding its way here. Ring by ring the cafe fills with all its people, and I sit with my cup and I listen and I'm clear. There's a comfort in the regularity of it, the bell that punctuates the morning's quiet, that says the world keeps arriving. Keep your door open, that says community is built in intervals. I think I come here partly for the bell, for the proof that people keep on showing up. That out on the cold street there are warm intentions. That morning brings us all eventually to the cup. Every ring, a small unremarkable arrival, and every arrival a kind of quiet grace. The world is walking in all morning long, and the bell makes music of the commonplace. Soft bell at the door, still ringing, still arriving, still the world deciding it belongs in here. Still the ordinary miracle of people and their mornings. Still the ring that says another one still here. Soft bell at the door, I'll go out eventually, back into the street with my particular load. But for now I'm just a listener to the arriving, and the bell is all the music that I need. It's gold. The smell hits before the light does sometimes. Cinnamon from the kitchen before the curtain's drawn. And by the time the sun finds the edge of things, the morning already has a flavor, already won. Some days are stitched together out of scent, not out of what happened or what anyone said, but the cinnamon, the coffee, the just open morning, the particular smell of a day not yet ahead. Memory lives in the nose more than anywhere, and cinnamon mornings stay the longest, the kindest ones, the ones that come back to me when I need a proof that the world was once the softest roses. What I smell and what I see arriving gold. The kindest kind awaking, the unrequested warmth. The day beginning with a story worth being told. Cinnamon and sunrise, I'll keep this one in the part of me that saves the gentle mornings, where the smell and light arrive together at the window, and the whole day starts with something worth adorning. My grandmother's kitchen smelled like this on Saturdays, before the house had fully come awake. And I think every cinnamon morning since has carried that particular Saturday, that particular ache. Not grief, just the tenderness of what was given. The way love sometimes lives in what it's scented. And now this Tuesday cafe with its cinnamon rolls is giving me back something I thought I'd spend. I'm grateful for the mornings that come back as memory, the ones that have a smell you recognize. Cinnamon and sunlight and the soft return of something that tells you kindness doesn't fully die. Cinnamon and sunrise, good morning to the gentle, to the mornings made of memory and scent, to the Saturday in every Tuesday kitchen, to the love that lives in what the warmth has meant. Cinnamon and sunrise, I'm paying full attention to the smell of a day that's starting soft and slow. And I'm keeping this one in the place I keep the good ones, where the kindest mornings go, where they go. There's a small drop of cream on the rim of my cup that didn't make it in. It's just sitting there. I noticed it the way you notice small forgotten things, when the morning gives you time enough to care. Another day I might have wiped it away already without a thought, a reflex clean and gone. But today I looked at it and thought, hello there, you made it this far and you're still hanging on. Today I'm loving the little overlooked ones, the cream on the edge, the crumb on the plate, the things that almost didn't get included, the almost missed, the small, the slightly late. Cream on the edge of a cup in the morning, and I decided to love it just like that. The small forgotten things that no one names or notices, the corner, the overhang, the almost not in that. Cream on the edge, and today I see you. Today I'm giving the overlooked a nod. The world is full of small things waiting to be noticed, and the noticing of them is enough. It's God. I think I've been the cream on the edge sometimes, almost in, not quite, a little on the outside. And someone noticing, someone saying hello there, made the difference between staying and the other side. So maybe that's why I'm giving this drop its moment, its small acknowledgement before I wipe it clear. Because everything that almost didn't make it deserves at least 1 second of being seen, of being here. Love the corner, love the overlooked, love the one that sat just outside the frame. The cream on the edge is still cream, still real, and worth the attention, and worth the name. Cream on the edge, I see you this morning, and I'm choosing to love the small and the forgot. The world is kinder when you stop at the detail, when you give the overlook the moment that it sought. Cream on the edge, and now I'll wipe you softly and drink my cup and go about the day. But I saw you, and that seems worth the saying, and I'll look for the next small thing along the way. He folds the paper to the quarter page he wants, a practiced fold. He's done this many mornings. He reads with his tea held up beside his face, the steam making small company in the corners. I watch him between my own slow sips, not staring, just aware. The way a cafe teaches the art of being in a room with strangers, kindly, of sharing space without requiring it or breaching. 3 sips of his tea, and I've imagined him entire. The daughter who calls Sunday, the dog at home, the chair he has at his kitchen table always, the particular way he means it when he says, I'm home. Newspaper and tea, and a whole life beside me that I'll never know, but feel the warmth of still. The stranger in the cafe with his practiced paper folding, the quiet companionship of being human just fulfilled. Newspaper and tea, and I'm grateful for the company of someone who requires nothing of me here. Just the shared hum of a morning going forward. Just 2 people being glad that they're both here. He turns a page, I turn back to my journal. We acknowledge nothing, we don't need to. There's a particular grace in the stranger's non-intrusion, in the way the cafe holds us side by side and true. I think connection doesn't always need a conversation, doesn't always need a name or a beginning. Sometimes it's just 2 people in the morning, both choosing tea, both glad to be, both winning. I'll never know his name or where he goes from here, and he'll never know I wrote him into something. But for 20 minutes on a Thursday morning, we shared a room, and that was worth the nothing. Newspaper and tea, and a quiet gratitude for the stranger who made the morning feel less lone. Not because we spoke, because we didn't need to, because we shared the warm without the phone. Newspaper and tea, he folds his paper, rises, nods at the barista, pulls his coat and goes. And I'm left with the warm impression of his morning, glad for the company that no one has to know. You were up before me, I could smell it, the warm bread smell that finds you room to room. I came down in yesterday's socks and squinting, and found you at the toaster in the blue-gray of the room. You didn't hear me on the stairs, you were busy, buttering with the kind of care most people skip. All the way to every edge and corner, the kind of small attention that tells me everything.
No one would call this love,
not out loud,
not the buttered toast
and the softened jam,
but I know what I know about the edges.
it's about the care inside the everyday exam. Toast and tenderness, the smallest love act, butter to the edge before I even woke. No one names it, no one makes a ceremony, but love lives in the details that we chose. Toast and tenderness,
You made it for me quietly,
without an audience,
without a thank you planned.
and I stood in the doorway knowing something that the world will never fully understand.
The jam was the good one,
Not the everyday,
the one we keep for when it matters.
fig and rose,
And you put it on
without a second question.
like Tuesday morning.
Was occasion enough to use?
That's the whole thing,
Tuesday as occasion,
the ordinary day,
as worthy of the best. Love that doesn't wait for the right moment.
love that makes the
Tuesday morning blessed.
I didn't say much,
I just sat down and ate it,
and you sat across from me,
and had yours plain,
and we looked at each other,
over toast and morning,
and everything that needed saying
had been said. Toast and tenderness,
the whole of you in breakfast,
the butter to the edge,
the good jam,
the care,
the Tuesday
made into something worth the rising for.
the love that doesn't announce itself.
But's there, toast and tenderness,
I'll remember this one always,
the morning that you buttered
all the way,
to the end.
no witness,
No
daily choosing
to love me in the details,
to love me
in the trend. Between 8 and 10, the cafe keeps a secret that the rest of the day won't know about. A hush that lives inside the steam and morning, a version of the world before the shout. The baristas move with a particular ease, not the rush hour pace, the other kind. And everyone who's here has chosen morning, has chosen soft, has chosen to be kind. The day hasn't asked anything of anyone yet. We're all still gently our own best selves. The golden window between waking and the having to, the cafe hour that belongs to no one else. Quiet cafe hours, 8 to 10, unhurried. The world's still soft inside its morning skin. Nobody asking yet, nobody needing, just people in their cups and where they've been. Quiet cafe hours, the kindest kind of morning, where everyone inside is gently at their best. I come here for this particular golden window before the day remembers to request. By 10:15 the energy has shifted. The laptop's open, someone takes a call. The hush has given way to the productive, and everyone remembers what they're for after all. But between the opening and the first real hour, there's a window that belongs to something free. And I've been showing up for years to find it. The quiet cafe morning just for me. I think these hours keep me in good repair, the ones before the world has made demands. The soft ones, warm ones, the before it starts ones, that give the day back to my own two hands. Quiet cafe hours, I'll be back tomorrow for the same gold window in the same warm room, for the hush that lives inside the steam and morning, for the gentle before the afternoon assumes. Quiet cafe hours, 8 to 10, still mine, still. The world's still easy, still unhurried, still here. And I'll keep showing up for the soft beginning, for the hour that asks nothing. Just be clear. I stopped outside the window on my way in. The eclair was right there, glazed and specific. The kind of thing I walk past in adulthood, with a practice kind of nothing too prolific. But something made me stop today and really look at the chocolate on the top, the cream inside, and somewhere behind the sensible daily budget, a smaller version of me pressed close inside. She's been waiting there a while, that little girl, at every bakery window I walk past. And today I thought, today she gets the eclair. Some things are worth the indulgence, worth the last. Bakery window dreams, my nose against the glass, the whole display arranged like something chosen. The eclair with the chocolate on the top, the little girl who wants it still in motion. Bakery window dreams, I bought it just like that, for the version of me who never gets to have the thing in the window, the thing just behind the glass. Today I went inside, today I gave her that. I ate it at the counter on a small white plate. The cream was cold, the chocolate thick and right, and something in the eating of it felt like giving back, like honoring the child who still lives in the light. We get so careful, so considered with our choosing, so practical about what gets a yes. But the little girl at the bakery window knows something that the adult me forgets, that joy is not a test. She just wants the eclair, that's all she's asking. Not a plan, not a reason, not a why, just the thing in the window, just because it's there, just because sometimes yes is the reply. Bakery window dreams, and today I listened to the girl who still knows how to want a thing. The eclair, particular joy that saying yes can bring. Bakery window dreams, I'll keep walking, mostly keep being the sensible adult on the street. But occasionally, when I see her at the window, I'll stop and go inside and let her eat. She slid the cup across the counter and I looked. A heart and foam, the barista's small signature. I've had lattes without hearts, most of them honestly. So this one landed with particular comfort. I know she didn't make it just for me specifically, that she makes 100 hearts on a good day. And yet somehow this one felt entirely personal, like the foam already knew what I needed to hear today. Maybe it's ridiculous, a foam heart mattering. Maybe it's the small thing, finding the right crack. But but I smiled down into the cup like it was made for me. And I think maybe, in a way, it was just that. Foam heart floating on the surface of my morning, and I received it like it was entirely mine. Not because the world arranged itself around my needing, but because some small things arrive at just the right time. Foam heart floating, already starting to dissolve, already becoming part of what it's in. But I saw it first, and that was the whole gift of it. A heart made of foam, and I let it in. And I let it in. I took a photo, I won't pretend I didn't. The kind you don't post anywhere, just keep a small record of a foam heart on a Tuesday. A reminder for the harder days, for when I'm deep. Look, someone made you this, it says even briefly. Look, the morning offered you a small sweet thing. Look, the foam heart on the latte on a Tuesday. Look at what the ordinary morning brings. I'm not saying the foam heart changed my life, I'm saying it was there, and I looked up, and for one quiet second in an unremarkable cafe, the world was kind enough, and I received the cup. Foam heart floating, and I let it be enough. The small soft gift inside the morning cup. Not a miracle, not a sign, just a heart in foam. And me deciding that deciding to be glad was enough. Foam heart floating, and I'm smiling into it like the morning knew and sent a little love. And maybe that's a thing, or maybe I'm just open. Either way, the foam heart did its job, and that's enough. Some days arrive already amber, already slow, already kinda gold. You can feel it in the way the morning opens, in the way the air doesn't feel cold. Nothing specific happened to make it this way. No event, no news, no particular gift. Just the day deciding to be gentle with me. Just the hours arranged with a particular lift. Sweet without demanding anything for the sweetness. Slow without needing you to justify the pace. The kind of day that comes sometimes without a reason, and asks only that you be inside its grace. Honey drizzled day, slow and golden slow. The morning asking nothing, giving everything. The kind of day I'd bottle if I could for the other ones, the ones that aren't this. Honey drizzle day. I'm entirely here for it, for the amber light and the unhurried feel. Thank you to whatever made this particular Tuesday so full, so sweet, so soft, so real. I didn't earn this day, I wanna say that. I didn't do some particular thing to deserve the gold. It just arrived the way the good ones sometimes do, with no transaction, with no story to be told. And I think that's what I love most about them, the grace of the unrequested easy day, the honey drizzled over ordinary Tuesday, for no reason, just because, just this way. I give thanks for the honey drizzled days, the ones that come for free, without a why, the ones that smell like warmth and ask for nothing, the ones that just say here and pass on by. Honey drizzled day, I'm giving it my full attention, every slow golden hour of what it is, not reaching past it for the next thing coming, just staying in this, staying in this honey drizzled day. Good morning to the gentle, to the amber and the easy and the grace. I'll carry you into whatever comes tomorrow, a small gold taste of you to light the harder place. A single cup small, no milk, no sugar, no scroll, no podcast, no adjacent task, just the dark and the table and the one small vessel, and the permission to not be asked. I've been moving in multiples for months now, always the thing plus the other thing beside, and today I ordered just the single espresso and sat with it and let it be the guide. The power is not in the size of the thing, the power is in choosing to let it be enough. One small dark cup, one undivided morning, one person deciding not to overstuff. Quiet espresso, one cup, one breath, no performance, no companion task, just the dark and the silence and the single sip, and the day still waiting still and not asking yet. Quiet espresso, I found something here in the choosing of the small and undivided, the stillness of one cup held with both hands, the peace of a morning finally undivided. I didn't check my phone not once, I timed it, 8 full minutes of the cup and just the room, the other tables doing their own thing beside me, and me inside the quiet of one particular noon. There's a strength in the deliberate small thing in the single cup, it doesn't need to be bigger in the morning, that's enough in its own portion, and the person who decides today I won't trigger. Not every moment needs to be enriched, not every cup needs company or size. Sometimes a single small dark thing is all of it, and sitting with it undistracted is the prize. Quiet espresso, the last drop, then done. I set the cup down slowly, that's the whole thing, the deliberate small act of one undivided morning, the peace inside one cup peace it brings. Quiet espresso, I'll remember this on busy ones, when everything is full and loud and multiple. That one small cup once held the whole morning. That stillness once was beautiful and full and full. Full. The cup is empty, has been for a while. I've been sitting with the nothing inside it, the way you sit at the end of something good. Not quite ready, not rushing to deny it. The cafe is filling up with the next hour, the one that moves faster and belongs to more. And I'm still here at the edge of the soft beginning, not holding on, just finishing before. Goodbye morning, not forever, just until tomorrow. I'll find you again at the same table and same light. I'll bring you my empty cup and my quiet, and you'll give me back the soft, the warm, the right. Goodbye morning, I'm carrying you with me into the part of the day that doesn't know you yet. Like a candle I'm keeping lit inside my chest, like a warmth the afternoon won't make me forget. Goodbye morning, I'll find you here tomorrow at the same table, same light, same cup. And you'll be here like you always are, unhurried. And I'll come back to be filled back up. I push the chair back softly, I always do. Like the cafe deserves a quiet kind of leaving. I nod at the barista, she's already making the next morning for someone just arriving. And I step out into the rest of the day, the ordinary busy world receiving me again. But something of the morning is still in me somewhere, the warmth of it, the soft, the quiet hymn. Not every goodbye is a loss, some are just the turning of the page. The morning doesn't end, it goes inside me and waits and keeps me steady in the wage. Goodbye morning, thank you for the quiet, for the cup, the light, the particular soft hum, for the 2 hours that belonged entirely to starting before the rest of everything had come. Goodbye morning, I'll be back, you know I will. Same table, same soft window, same warm cup. And you'll be there, ungrudging, always ready. And the day will begin again, and that is enough.